All right, can we clear the air about last week? Because you seem to think that I know that it's 2019 and it's the weirdest shit ever, but
what about your reception being?
You seem to think that there's nowhere in the world where you can't get cell phone reception.
It just didn't make sense. You went to Austin, Texas, and your excuse for not
in Austin, Texas.
Well, I thought you were in Austin, Texas, and I thought your excuse was for not having reception that you were in Texas, which just doesn't make sense to me.
I was at a place where there was no Wi-Fi, and so it was like a compound, and you had to drive. They had what they called a cell phone lot. We were driving up. We were like, "What the hell is this? Doesn't make any sense." Then we get there, and we're like, "Oh, that's the only place on this entire compound where you can get cell phone service." So you had to get in your car and drive there if you wanted to like call somebody.
So they had one cell phone tower in this town, and this is where Tofty lives.
No, he doesn't live there. This is where he got married.
Okay.
So this is where he tricked a girl that is much younger and more attractive than he is to marry him.
Gotcha. No, I just thought you were lying, and that would have been a bad excuse if you were in Austin saying that you didn't have reception. I just didn't understand.
The other side of this is like, if I don't want to talk to you, I'll just tell you to shut the fuck up. Why do you think that I would make up some lame excuse?
I just thought that you wouldn't have said that because you were afraid if you would say that, Brick and I would be like, no, we're not doing a fucking episode now, and blow off last week, which would probably have been okay because last week's episode was, as Brick mentioned, what did he call it?
Probably like a dumpster fire,
yeah. But we got through it. So.
Also, I listened to like the first 10 minutes of you guys just shitting on me. I was like, well, I'm not going to listen to the rest of this. It blows my, like, of course, people who have iPhones think that because I have an Android phone, that's why I can't get service, as though we're not on like Verizon, both of us.
I don't know. All I'm going to say is you have a shitty ass Android because your posts on Instagram, it's like you post them at like 360p.
No, that's just because I'm bad at Instagram. That has nothing to do with my phone.
It does, because the quality is shit. I don't know what.
I will guarantee you that my phone takes better high def photos than yours does.
False.
But
I'm going to pull up your Instagram right now, and I'm just going to show you the lack of quality.
It's because you have this anal thing where anything that you post on Instagram has to be absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I have OCD.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I prefer anal because that's more your style.
Are you ready if I were to move over here? Because I'm looking for houses this week over this way. And there's a house actually right down the block that I'm going to be looking at.
See, what I'm worried about is that if you move next to me and for some inexplicable reason your house burns down, the cops are going to be knocking at my door because I will be the number one suspect.
Oh, I don't know if I could move into that house that's for sale on your block, because you literally have the neighbor across the street that's really into garden gnomes and it's weird shit. Worse.
No, that is not doing its service.
And these are front lawn garden gnomes. They're not backyard.
They hung a 3-foot long metal cricket. Now, it's not in their yard. It's hanging on the front of their house. And it's far enough away from me where I'm like, whatever. I have to walk my dog by it, but I don't care. But if they were across the street from me, the cops would be knocking on my door if that house burned down too.
What do you think's wrong with those people? Like, why do they do that?
So there's, in my brain, there's two options. One, Occam's razor, they're probably just weirdos, right? That's the most logical explanation. Two, maybe they had like one little thing and somebody was like, well, we're going to start an HOA and we're going to get the neighborhood together. And we're like, this is ugly. And they were just like, well, fuck you. We're just going to keep going. So I think that those are the two likeliest scenarios, but in reality, they're probably just weird. This is kind of a weird neighborhood.
Yeah.
So I think your wife just joined the chat. So we're talking about this weird ass neighborhood where you're going to go look at a house. That's perfect.
It's all right. Every neighborhood has some weirdos.
Would you, like, if this was a perfect house and you loved everything about it, would you consider not buying it because of the people across the street?
Because of the garden gnome people?
Yes.
The front lawn garden gnome people?
So you keep calling it it's not garden gnomes. They have literal...
They have like cockroaches.
They're like they're like animal... They have like a lion sculpture in their front yard. But it's not like a statue. It's like... It's a painted metal sculpture.
So weird.
It's very weird.
Oh, I don't know. We'll see. I might have to go check it out more. Like actually walk up there and look at the quality of
just
sculptures
go stand
they
in
have.
The front yard with your hands on your hips like, what is this?
We'll see.
Yeah, it's
house hunting sucks.
It's terrible. It's very stressful, and as soon as you find something you like, it's already been sold.
It's fun, but it's not. It's like, oh, I like this one, and then my mom comes and looks at it, and she's like, the power lines are way too low, and I'm just like, they are way too low. God damn it! And then that just fucking
we're all gonna have cancer from power lines anyways. It's fine.
Yeah,
you're all worried about school districts and shit. We'll all be dead in 10 years.
I guess. Yeah.
Just
you can look at it that way.
Sign like a 60-year mortgage because we're all going to die anyways.
A 60-year mortgage.
Yeah.
What are your mortgage payments? Just fucking like $30 a month. Here you go.
But it's all interest forever.
All escrow.
You're not actually paying anything on the house.
Oh God. All right. What do we got in the news? Fucking Antonio Brown shit again.
Why is he still on social media? I feel like how many times do you have to get owned saying something out loud?
Because he tooted in a fucking chiropractor's face.
I'd probably call him out for that too.
You can't just blow toots in a guy's face while he's like making adjustments on you for your well-being.
I mean, haven't you ever had a massage and you're just like you let one slip?
Yeah, but he was fucking outright like laughing about it and shit.
It's kind of funny.
Here's the problem. You know he's all about respect. If he doesn't get the respect he deserves, he's leaving. He's not showing up to practice. And he's fucking farting in people's faces. Where's the respect in that?
So say what you will about Baker Mayfield. He's probably a bad quarterback.
Yeah.
But he's still like, he doesn't take shit from anybody. My favorite thing in the world is when he owns Colin Cowherd, because I think that Colin Cowherd's a blithering idiot.
Uh-huh.
And he'll just go on a show and be like, nope, you're an idiot. You never played sports. You don't know what you're talking about. He did the same thing to Antonio Brown. He had an Instagram post where he was talking about, like, he's talking to the haters, like, just an undersized walk-on. Keep that same energy. And then Antonio Brown is on. He's talking about, like, how you need to win football games and shit. And Baker Mayfield's like, yeah, you're right. Let me call out my teammates, throw a fit about my helmet, and then go freeze my feet off. Like, yeah, Antonio Brown,
treat his ass.
Put your phone away. Stay off of it. He's talking about Eric Weddle and how he stiff-armed him like once in a game.
Yeah.
Okay. He's still in the league and you're not. So maybe just focus on yourself.
No, I agree. And
stop farting in people's faces, man.
So obviously he's off. He's not on the New England Patriots anymore.
He is not.
He's not playing football. You think that was the last straw or the last toot for Belichick, seeing him just fucking fart in that guy's face?
What if he's like Vince McMahon, where you can't sneeze in front of Vince McMahon?
Why?
It drives him nuts.
Really?
You can't go into a meeting and sneeze in front of Vince McMahon. Every wrestler talks about this because he says it shows a lack of control.
It kind of reminds me, I had a science teacher. If you were caught yawning, she took offense to that and thought she was boring you.
She probably was.
Even if you were just like trying to be discreet about your yawn, she would fucking stop the class, call your ass out, and tell you to get out. She's like, that is disrespectful. Don't yawn.
Well, stop being boring then. What grade was this?
This was like sophomore year of high school.
Oh, fuck that lady, dude. You can't control that shit when you're 14 years old.
Couldn't use our phones, couldn't do anything,
God.
and we couldn't even yawn. Fucking bullshit.
Back in my day when I was a sophomore, we didn't have phones.
We yawned.
We just yawned willy-nilly. Kelly is in the chat telling you to tell the story of the first time you farted in front of her. I would like to hear this story, please.
Oh, my God. All right.
Did you poop yourself?
So Kelly, I went to go hang out with Kelly in her dorm room that she shared with her sweet mate, one of the other girls in her sorority. So we're there, we're like hanging out. I don't know, we're like drinking wine on the ground, Indian style, laughing, all that kind of bullshit.
This is adorable.
So we decided to make grilled cheeses on the ground with the George Foreman. So we're like making grilled cheeses.
You rebels! You're not supposed to have a George Foreman in the dorms.
And then, hold on, how did this happen? And then I like laid down and told her like to crack my back or something.
Oh my God!
And I think she was cracking my back, and I just fucking farted. She like pushed down like on my lower back where my stomach is, and I just went.
What are you doing talking shit about Antonio Brown getting back adjustments and farting?
But I apologized. I apologized, and I blamed it on the grilled cheese in the.
I mean, you're probably not wrong. You got a little lactose issue, maybe.
Yeah, and the George Foreman. I mean, it just has all that grease on it, that you never wipe off, and yeah, that gets your tummy in a rumble. So yeah, I tooted when she was cracking my back. I think that's how it happened. If she's still in the chat, I don't know. That was like 9 years ago.
You disgust.
Can't remember shit after 4 years, to be honest.
News to us.
Scooby-Doo.
Mark, how excited are you for Frozen 2?
I don't. Frozen is a good story. I don't get it. Like I get it, but I don't get what all the fuss is about.
I don't know. It's a Disney movie. What does there have to be fuss about?
I honestly, I couldn't follow the second trailer that just released, because this is technically the second trailer for Frozen 2.
There's been too many trailers for this.
I have no idea what's going on. Tell me what's going on. There's people living in the woods.
They found a black guy for the first time.
Okay. It's voiced by a white guy, though.
No way.
I'm just kidding.
You're definitely making that up. That shit.
You're just no fucking way.
People would riot in Disneyland if that happened. You can't do that shit. Oh man. I don't really care about this movie, but I know Eric is going to make me go see it anyways.
Back to what I was saying. Do we know what is happening? There's people in the forest that can't get out, or some shit.
Mystical forest. I don't know, man.
And her sister does the fire shit. She does the Frozen shit, right?
She's kind of a bitch to her sister.
Yeah. I think she's a bitch all around.
Wow, hot takes. Call the Disney princess a bitch.
I mean,
who's the bitchiest Disney princess?
Good question. Cinderella. Like, stop complaining. Just fucking wipe the floor.
Wow. Jesus, dude. I think it's probably...
No, Cinderella is actually probably the nicest princess when you really think about it.
I think it's probably Princess Jasmine.
Yeah.
She keeps a tiger as a pet. That's kind of shitty. Let that tiger go.
I guess. I don't know. It's never a bit Ariel.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All of them hate their fathers in some
Like,
way,
stop
right?
thinking you're hot shit.
I mean,
you know?
She's got a shitty collection of garbage. Yeah, she sucks.
Okay. Yeah,
I can't hear this. She'd go insane.
I could care less about Frozen. There's other whatever movies that I'm more interested in that are a franchise in Disney.
Oh, I was
like Toy Story. I would rather do Toy Story 5 than do Frozen 2, to be honest.
I can't wait for 10 years from now when they're like, yeah, we're done with Toy Story, but wait, here's Toy Story 5. Give us another $1 billion. How many times have they said they're done making Toy Story movies?
I'm waiting for them to merge with Amazon and just fucking take over the world, turn everyone into AIs.
Which one is bigger?
Disney.
In terms of like market cap?
Well, I know in terms of like one person housing all the money, yeah, Bezos probably has more than, I don't even know who's at Disney who gets the majority of the pay. Do you know?
No. Bob Iger probably.
They just like go to Walt Disney's fucking grave and just throw fucking $100 bills on it.
Well, no, they have his frozen head somewhere and they just fill the room with money as insulation. Are you going to buy those Alexa glasses?
No, I didn't even see them. What are they?
They're glasses with like a camera and Alexa in them. Who thinks this is a good idea?
Wait, explain. You remember, like, does Alexa pop up like?
I don't know. It's probably like just voice control, but it's definitely got a camera in it.
Okay.
Like it's hilarious to me that Amazon is selling their facial recognition software to the FBI and shit and ICE and everything else, and they're like, "Oh, by the way, we're just going to release these glasses that have a camera in them."
Wait, it's going to start recognizing people? Like,
yeah.
I'll look at you and it'll be like, Ryan Smithers, 6'5".
We live in the most
320 pounds.
Wow.
28% body fat.
Jesus, dude. You're such an asshole. We
right,
talked about this before too. You put the camera. You are literally you're doing the oldest thing in Hollywood. Is like you're in the foreground so that you look taller than I am, but you're literally like 5'9".
But I look fatter at the same time. I'm wearing this big sweatshirt.
You are fatter than me.
Studio Ghibli. Yeah. After eating Taco Bell, that's why I can't move in this neighborhood.
We literally were going to start. Well, where are you going to move where there's not a Taco Bell?
You're really close to a Taco Bell and a White Castle. That's an issue.
You lived in downtown Chicago for how many years?
There's no Taco Bell by me.
There's one in Ogilvy.
It's too far.
Okay. Well, point is, you're close to every garbage food you can find, no matter where you go anymore.
Okay.
Also, you can just have it delivered. Everybody does DoorDash now.
All right, back to what we were saying. Yeah, weird. They're doing fucking glasses that can recognize anyone.
We live in the most ridiculously predictable dystopia ever, and people are still just eating this shit up. I don't. Maybe we shouldn't go that route.
Yeah.
Did you see the trailer for Primal starring Nicolas Cage?
I did.
This looks amazing. This looks like a video game that I would play.
It looks really stupid.
But it's Nicolas Cage.
Extremely stupid. So bad it's good. You know,
Exactly.
that's Nick Cage movies.
It
right
knows
there.
that it's campy. Plus, did you see the news? Like, there's a movie coming out where Nicolas Cage loses his pig and he has to go on some kind of like Taken style hunt to find his pet pig. I'm here for all of this.
What's the pig's name? Do you know? Do we know yet?
I hope it's like Hans Gruber.
Oh my God. Pig Cage.
No, that's dumb. What a dumb thing to say. Why would you say that? That's dumb.
Pig and Nick kind of no, they don't.
No, they
They don't rhyme at all.
You're the worst rapper.
But pigs
ever.
are in a cage, aren't
Anyways, Primal.
Okay.
Okay. They're on a boat. Nicolas Cage is like he captures wild, crazy, lethal animals.
they? Yeah.
But nearby, for some reason, there's a mercenary who escapes and is on the boat, and they're hunting this mercenary while all these animals escape from this cage, their cages. This is peak Nicolas Cage.
I couldn't get over the stupid setup to where you knew that this guy was going to get out.
Yeah, of course.
He was like, he has seizures. Yeah, he was going to fake a seizure and get out of the fucking.
That's why they
cage
put
he
it in
was
the
trapped
trailer.
in. So stupid.
If he doesn't get out, there's no movie.
I know. Yeah, I guess Nick Cage just screams at everyone and laughs about him catching
my shirt.
catching a white tiger or whatever it was, a white leopard.
Does a giant line of cocaine.
I don't know. This movie is super weird. It takes place on
It's like a
fucking
freight ship?
huge freight ship. Yeah.
Ever since Mandy, though, I'm just in for anything that he does. I will watch anything that he does except for another Ghost Rider movie.
Yeah, and we'll get to that in the news.
Great.
Further down.
An actual good movie trailer. Uncut Gems. This is an A24 movie. A24 makes pretty good movies.
You didn't like Midsummer though.
That was one movie that I didn't like that they
Yeah.
made.
They
Also,
do.
I had the argument with somebody when I was in Texas that Midsummer was the worst movie I've seen this year.
No.
What
false.
was worse?
False. What's his name? Adam Driver and
Oh, the zombie movie?
Yes.
I'd still rather watch that than Midsummer again.
no way.
Yeah. You didn't even see it.
Seriously? Well, Midsummer's so long. So
That's
if
the
you really
thing.
hated Midsummer, yeah, you got to sit through fucking 3 hours of it.
Ugh, gross. Anyways, Uncut Gems. Adam Sandler taking on another serious role. Surprisingly not on Netflix. This is a theatrical release coming in December.
Looks really good.
The worst part of this trailer is that Mike Francesa is in it. Do you know who Mike Francesa is?
No, remind me.
He's like the god of New York sports talk radio.
Oh,
So
okay.
people will call into his radio show on a daily basis and stay on hold for an hour just so that they can troll him and say something really stupid.
Yeah.
And he gets so pissed. He's so old that he's constantly falling asleep on air.
Really?
I'm dead serious. There are so many videos of him actually falling asleep while he's in the middle of a show.
Oh my God.
And I know that we're bad, like this show is bad,
Yeah.
but I've never fallen asleep on a show.
God.
Also, he'll do this thing where he kind of just loses his. He'll count on air. Like there are clips of like 1, 2, 3. He's so fucking New York.
He's got that New York accent.
Oh my God! And he'll just like he'll trail off and just be like da 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 da, which is me recreating it here.
Why does
for
he
a
still
radio.
have a job? Because he has tenure and he's been there
like
for so long?
He retired for a while and he came back for an ungodly sum of money because for some reason old people in New York missed him. I guess
Just got to tell him to do a podcast.
sports talk radio is already kind of skewing towards an older generation.
Yeah.
But
It's all about Barstool now, let's be honest.
it's podcasts and,
Yeah.
and YouTube and shit. But I don't know. I digress. I hate Mike Francesa. That's what I was trying to get across.
Okay.
Also,
He's
he
in this
tells
movie.
Adam Sandler that he makes the dumbest fucking bet he's ever seen, and I was like, okay, well,
So Adam Sandler, I guess, runs a jewelry shop or a pawn shop and makes a bunch of bets. And I think he gets in deep with the sharks or some shit. And
they lean really heavily into calling him a Jew,
yeah.
like a lot.
I mean, he is Jewish, though.
Yeah, but I was kind of like,
Everyone's
all right,
Jewish in New York, though, too.
Yeah,
so
you don't have to. I get it. He's a jeweler, and
in New York, he's just a person. It's
he's
nothing out of the ordinary.
He's just a person everywhere, Mark. Jews
Yeah.
are people too.
Yeah, I know, but he's Adam Sandler.
But yeah, he's a jewelry dealer, and he is like holding people's money or jewels and gambling that money. So he gets in deep with some athletes and some shit like that. This actually looks really good.
Yeah.
I mean, this is kind of like a start. Well, I want to say star-studded, but it's mostly just old athletes. Kevin and Garnett keep showing up in it, I guess, but this looks really good. Everybody, I know that every time Adam Sandler comes out and does a serious role, everybody's like, oh, he's finally going to get an Oscar. Probably not going to happen.
When
right?
was the last serious role he did?
It's a really long movie. It's on Netflix. I can't think of the name of it.
It's pretty serious in Grown Ups
something
too.
Family. Ah, shit. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Point is, he's been doing a lot more of these serious roles. He's had this discussion around him for Oscars in the past. Adam Sandler's never going to win an Oscar. Everybody's always just going to point back to Billy Madison and be like, no, it's the same guy that did this.
What about Click? Click was probably the last movie he did where he was serious.
That wasn't a serious movie.
It was sad.
That doesn't make it serious.
It was really sad. Made me cry.
Wasn't Spanglish after Click?
Yeah, I forgot about
The movie
Spanglish.
fucking sucked.
What's your favorite Adam Sandler movie?
Probably Happy Gilmore.
Not Billy Madison. I feel like that's an easy cop out.
I think I've seen it more. I've seen Billy Madison more.
Yeah.
I think I like Happy Gilmore better.
Really underrated. I actually won't say it's underrated because a lot of people have seen it and
think
everyone
it's
loves it.
properly rated?
It's probably rated.
Okay.
Just go with it.
Isn't that the one with Jennifer Aniston?
Yes.
Okay.
And
It's
whoever
not
that
terrible.
supermodel is. I thought it was great. I love that movie.
Supermodel.
Nick Swartzen's in it. He's hilarious. The supermodel married to, I think, Federer.
Okay. Oh, isn't
She's
Joe
huge.
Rogan? No.
No, Joe Rogan. No, it's Dave Matthews is in it. Don't pour over me.
God.
Yeah, he's in it too.
You love these shitty Adam Sandler movies, don't
It's
you?
not a shitty movie at all.
Whatever. Let's talk about some actual news. We have casting news that seems relevant to you, Mark, because Jeffrey Wright, who has played Bernard in Westworld, is supposedly going to be Commissioner Gordon.
Yep.
And Jonah Hill is supposedly going to be the Riddler. Do we need coked out Jonah Hill to play the Riddler? Like, the Riddler can't be an overweight guy, right?
He's not going to be overweight, obviously.
So coked out Jonah Hill.
Yes. I think he's already skinny.
He fluctuates up. He's up and down all over the place. I remember when he was really skinny and he looked like he was dying.
Yeah.
That's a lot of coke, right?
Yeah. Let's go back. Jeffrey Wright, he's got to shave the beard. All right.
Yeah, just gotta have
he
a
needs a
mustache.
stash. I think he's fine. He does give me, I guess, from his acting that we've seen in Westworld, he does give me Commissioner Gordon vibes a little bit. He's not going to be a Gary Oldman. I don't think
Glasses.
I don't think anyone will really surpass Gary Oldman ever.
Why does it always have to be a comparison to?
It doesn't, but Gary Oldman was just perfect for the role.
It's like J. Jonah Jameson is.
Yeah. He was not perfect for Commissioner Gordon.
No.
He was J.
He
Jonah
was barely
Jameson.
even in it.
Yeah, I know.
They didn't even give him a shot. Gary Oldman was in the Dark Knight trilogy way, way more.
Yeah.
Why can't I think of his name?
Wait.
J. Jonah Jameson.
And
Why can't I think?
JJ. Fucking
Jesus, dude. We're the worst movie podcast ever.
no. It's what is his name? J.K. Simmons.
This is wow.
J.K.
Really good
Simmons.
radio. Yes, his name is J.K. Simmons. I kept getting tripped up on the JJ.
Yeah, there's a lot of J's going on.
Yeah. Anyways, do you actually think that Jonah Hill's going to be the Riddler?
It depends because if you read these articles that are out right now, there's a couple things going on. So Jonah Hill supposedly he's asking for a shit ton of money, but that's not really surprising, especially
Why
because
wouldn't he?
I think he's a little pissed off about the situation. My thought is it sounds like Jonah Hill wants to play the Riddler over the Penguin, which everyone initially thought was going to be the case because he looks more like a Penguin kind of guy.
You're a round guy.
But to me, his personality, he's suited for the Riddler more than the Penguin.
I don't think that's true
Why?
because he's not bombastic enough. He's not over the top. He's funny. I understand like that.
Yeah.
But he's not. The Riddler you think of is like really over the
A
top.
little quirky, like
Yeah. I think of every Riddler we've ever seen, like the guy in Gotham,
Yeah.
obviously Jim Carrey, which probably is not the best way to go. You're never going to take it that direction again, especially if you're going to do this super dark version. But
I guess here's the thing. I think Jonah Hill, the true reason why he wants to be the Riddler over the Penguin is he just doesn't want to be that fan-casted fat guy.
That's fair, but if they were going to fan cast the fat guy, they would have done Josh Gad.
No, he's too busy doing fucking Cats, right? Isn't that new Cats movie?
Is done. They already made Cats.
All right.
It's over.
Whatever. He knows his...
You just wanted to talk about Cats again.
His career's over anyways after doing that fucking movie.
I doubt it. I guarantee you that movie's going to make a shitload of money. People are going to go see it just for the twisted train wreck that it's going to be.
So I'm going to stick with it. I think I would rather see Jonah Hill as the Riddler than the Penguin. I think that's too easy. I think everyone just sees Jonah Hill and they're like, oh, Penguin, he's a little chunky, he kind of looks like that. He's got the round bod.
That's not an invalid point.
Yeah.
Look, he can play whoever the fuck they want him to.
But then you can make the same argument and go back to Bernard. I mean, he's a black guy playing Commissioner Gordon, and he doesn't have the stature that we see as a Commissioner Gordon in the comics. He doesn't really look like Commissioner Gordon. But I just think personality-wise and from previous roles, yeah, I think whatever his name is, Bernard, I'm going to call him, can do a Commissioner
Jeffrey,
Gordon.
right?
Yeah, just because
I think you just have to have kind of a deep, stern voice.
Yeah. And I think Jonah Hill could do a Riddler. I don't know. I just think he could do that better than the Penguin. The Penguin's just... I don't know. The Penguin's just so fucking creepy and eerie and
gross.
I can't see Jonah Hill pulling that kind of thing off.
I think they just need to bring Danny DeVito back.
Oh.
So the whole premise of this movie is supposedly it's going to be the Penguin's the main antagonist, and whoever like the ancillary rogues gallery, if you will.
Best rogues gallery ever. Yeah.
What if he just got super jacked and was like Bane?
Who?
Jonah Hill.
He probably could.
Dude, he's in Hollywood. Of course he could. He could pay some trainer to just shoot him up on a daily basis and get swole as fuck.
Yeah. Still couldn't be Bane though. He would have too many stretch marks.
God, dude, you're just so mean to fat people. Why do you hate fat people? You do.
No, I don't.
Oh, whatever.
I appreciate them as humans.
Great. Let's stick with DC news.
What do we got next?
This week in DC's fucking up. I just can't wait to see your reaction to this. And it looks like Tofty is in the chat, so let's see what he thinks. The U.S. military has warned service members about a potential for mass shootings at screenings of the Joker.
Yeah.
So first of all, let's just say this is mass hysteria at like peak mass hysteria, right? Just saying like there's probably going to be a mass shooter. First of all, you're probably right because
this is the media.
Like every day.
This is the media pushing shit because violence gets clicks. It's why else?
I agree with you.
Why else?
But there is actual precedence for this.
Yeah.
The Aurora shooter was at the Dark Knight and claimed that he was influenced by the Joker and chaos. This is the most 2019 thing ever, right? I don't want to have to go to a movie theater.
Here's the thing. Look at this fucking guy. All right. Look at that guy.
Yeah.
You don't think he had any mental instabilities before that? And like, if I saw that kind of guy on the street, I'd be like, yo, that guy fucking needs help. All right. And there's people out there, but for them to just keep pushing this topic. And my one thing is it's the one time we get a fucking comic book based movie and it has real potential at getting awards. And I don't care if it does or doesn't. That's not why I go seeing. But to fucking throw it in all the fart sniffers' faces in Hollywood, we got to deal with all this shit going on where they bring up all this stuff from the past.
I agree.
And
but
it's annoying. You know?
But when we're at the point where the FBI has to actually release information and release a statement that there's chatter on 4chan or whatever from incels, it's kind of alarming. But this whole thing,
yeah,
there are a lot of people out there talking about how, like, look at John Wick. That's kind of the baseline. Nobody went and shot up a movie theater because of John Wick, right? So why is this the, I don't know, poster boy for these idiots who want to go shoot up a movie theater?
Yeah. It's this movie, unlike John Wick, I guess I haven't seen it. We haven't seen it, obviously, but it really gets into mental disorders. Obviously, you have the Joker. Something's fucking wrong with him. He's the Joker. I just think it really, like Aurora not showing the movie and everything. First of all, I don't know why Aurora didn't even completely shut down the theater in Aurora.
That's fair.
But it just makes it something of substance. It makes those people that commit these fucking fucked up acts of terrorism and massacre, it lets them win pretty much, because we're acknowledging it, and it's also fueling it too with all the news stations. It's like now you're gonna have all these people that are fucked up and think now I can really hit the news and make this a big thing because I'm gonna do this because everyone's talking about it and everyone's pushing for it because they think this movie is going to drive more violence. I don't know.
We've already spent more time talking about this than I wanted to.
Yeah,
we're not generally a serious podcast.
Yeah, it's annoying though.
It's extremely annoying.
I don't want this to ruin these types of movies. That's the one thing I loved about Dark Knight is because unlike Marvel movies, which I love, they're great movies. It really made you feel like this could happen. Like this is real. It's not like Hulk's coming down Whacker Drive and destroying things. It took place in the Dark Knight where, from being from Chicago, you felt like these acts of violence and chaos could be committed across the city and things like that could actually like happen,
I think that where this really gets me though is people, these involuntarily celibate people are looking at the Joker as an idol because he couldn't get the girl. Like maybe you just take a shower and go out and talk to people and get off your fucking computer.
Seriously, I don't know. Take a fucking shower.
We should move on. Like I said, we already spent way too much time talking about this.
Is that the answer though? Take a shower. That might be.
Generally, yeah. It's at least a start.
I feel better when I take a shower, and I smell better.
Well,
I
if you
look
want
better.
People to talk to you.
I look
generally,
look less oily in the
brush your
face.
Teeth. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Jesus, that was a dark turn.
We had to talk about that though.
I felt like it was necessary.
It's a big deal. This movie is a big deal right now. Everywhere you fucking go, it's on the TV. It's got all the critics'
Next
reviews.
Week,
and
I couldn't watch the football. They showed how many trailers for it Thursday night of the football game?
Yeah.
On Amazon Prime for some reason.
Yeah.
By the way, fuck you, Jeff Bezos. Now we're going to get shut down. Okay. You were not on our last Jurassic World podcast. That was me and Brick and E-Man.
I did listen to it, and that was one of the main reasons I didn't see the last Jurassic World movie.
It was a dumpster fire.
Okay.
It was a stupid movie with a stupid plot where everybody was stupid. So they're going to make another one now because why not?
Did Goldblum show up in the last one?
For like 30 seconds. He does a big... It looks like a congressional hearing pretty much.
Yep.
Where he's just talking and he's like, life finds a way, which of course he does. But Colin Trevorrow, who directed the last two, came out and said, Jeff Goldblum, Laura Dern, and Sam Neill are all coming back. All of them are from the original trilogy. Mm-hmm. They're all coming back for another one of these movies. I guarantee that we're going to end up seeing it because it's going to be like a July summer blockbuster, and I'm just going to be mad the entire time.
Is this like the last ditch effort to bring these movies back a little bit? Because the last one was so shitty from what I saw.
They probably made money though.
Of course.
It doesn't matter if a movie is bad as long as it makes money because they'll keep making them because people will keep coming. Look at Transformers.
Well, yeah, and Jurassic Park World movies are big international movies, aren't they?
Yes, they do very well in China mostly. Everywhere overseas, they do very well. So I don't know. This is definitely hey, let's grab a nostalgic audience. Mm-hmm. They assume that people our age have kids and shit by now that would be old enough to go see a dinosaur movie, even though I'm terrible and not reproducing. But yeah, I don't fucking care. Let's talk about Hulu. We mentioned earlier Ghost Rider and Nicolas Cage. This is just my excuse to keep talking about Nicolas Cage, actually.
Yeah.
They pulled the plug on this Ghost Rider TV show that was going to be on Hulu. So they announced this, I don't know, like 6-7 months ago. They had already introduced this character into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they were going to give him a spinoff. And it was kind of a big deal because it was like a Hispanic Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
So representation matters and all that stuff. But now they pulled the plug on it before they even started making it. And it's probably because Disney's like, well, we got this big streaming service now. Give me my property back. Mm-hmm. Fuck you, Hulu.
I don't know. I always think when I think of Ghost Rider is not one of my favorite Marvel characters at all. I don't know about you.
That's fair.
I'd rather see Moon Knight. Moon Knight's another character that's really been coming out in the news lately from Marvel. Do you think they're going to do? I agree. I think Disney obviously is going to do something with Ghost Rider. Do you think they're going to do? Disney's going to do a Ghost Rider show on Plus, and then maybe a Moon Knight movie?
I think they'd probably end up both being shows.
Because didn't Feige express his interest in potentially a Moon Knight show?
Yes.
Or a Moon Knight movie? Not sure.
I think it's supposed to be a show.
Oh,
I think
okay.
I think Disney's long plan is to not completely phase out of going into movie theaters, but if you think about it, that's cutting into their revenue, right? Because the theater gets a cut of that money. Whereas if they sell it all in their own streaming service, now they don't have to pay anybody. It's just them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm waiting for them to put every other streaming service out of business and then just quadruple their prices.
Or just acquire everyone.
That too. And
merge. Yeah.
Quadruple their prices. Yeah, that's pretty much what's going to happen. Okay. Mark, have you ever seen the movie Clue from 1985?
I have not.
It is what I would call a cult favorite. Okay. And I'm sad that Veronica's not in the stream right now because it's one of her favorite movies.
Really? Wasn't there another Clue movie that came out like in the late 90s?
I don't think so. I think the 80s one is the only version, but it's like
I'm pulling this up.
A lot of people think that it's a perfect adaptation because it's a comedy, it's a mystery, and Tim Curry's in it, and he's just being ridiculous, over the top Tim Curry. Anyways.
Oh, I'm thinking of Clueless.
That's a little.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I don't know that you are. Anyways, Jason Bateman is in talks to direct this and star in it alongside Ryan Reynolds. Any thoughts on that? Is this just game night too?
Is Ryan Reynolds going to be Colonel Mustard in the library?
Yeah, probably.
Is Colonel Mustard a real person?
Yeah.
Or is it Mr. Mustard?
No, it's Colonel Mustard. I'm proud of you for that, Paul. I guarantee you've never sat through an entire game of Clue.
No, I have.
No fucking way.
I have.
You don't have the attention span for that.
Hold on. I'm trying to pull up an image of the original Clue movie, and hopefully it will bring back. No, I haven't seen this.
Well, it was before your time.
No, I have. Never mind. Yes, I saw a GIF of Tim Curry in the Clue movie, and it reminded me of a scene. Yeah. Okay. I have seen this movie. I couldn't tell you what happened. I assume the person was murdered with a candlestick in the kitchen or something.
Or a lead pipe, yeah. That's pretty much how it goes.
No, it could be good. Isn't there a movie right now that's kind of like this, where they're in a house? Doesn't it have Liam Neeson? Yeah, is that it?
You don't remember Ready or Not? We saw it like 3 weeks ago.
No. It has never mind, not Liam Neeson's. Chris Evans and
you're talking about Knives Out.
Yeah,
that's just a mystery.
Yes, okay.
I mean, how many mystery movies are there?
And Daniel Craig's in it too.
Yeah,
that's who I was thinking of, not Liam Neeson's.
And what's her face from Hereditary? The mom. She's in it.
Toni Collette.
There you go.
Okay. We
are so bad at names, dude. I just need
There are a lot of actors.
IMDb right in front of me.
There are a lot of actors.
I still don't look shit up. Okay. All this talk that we've been going back and forth on for the last, month about Spider-Man leaving the MCU has been for nothing.
It's all publicity.
Did you ever have a doubt in your mind that they were going to get this done?
I did have a doubt. I didn't think it was going to happen. I thought Disney was just going to be so stubborn where they're like, fuck you guys. We're either going to buy you or we're not going to deal with you guys anymore.
I thought that was the biggest probability is they just buy Sony Studios and be like, well, fuck you.
I thought they tried though.
I don't know. That was probably rumored, but I don't think that was ever real. I don't know. It's obviously not convenient because Disney knows exactly what they're doing because it came out earlier in the week that they put out this dailybugle.net website, which is basically InfoWars for J. Jonah Jameson, which is why we were talking about J.K. Simmons earlier.
I watched it.
Kind of funny, but there's a lot of weird cryptic shit in there that obviously internet nerds like me are going to go try and figure out what it means.
Do you think if J.K. Simmons really became J. Jonah Jameson, like that was really him, people would care? They'd be fine with it. They wouldn't think it was weird if he just acted like J. Jonah Jameson in real life.
Nobody'd take him seriously.
You don't think so? I think of him as like a real person. Like I think of J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson in real life.
It's unfortunate because anytime you see anybody else trying to play that role, you're like, no.
Yeah. You can't.
It's our commission. We're having the same argument over again, but
There's no way.
yeah, it just doesn't fit.
I guess. But yeah, I mean, what the other role, him in, I can't think of the movie, the drumming movie.
Spotlight. Nope. That was the one about the pedophiles.
And I literally watched a clip.
It's a
of this
one word.
yesterday.
God, dude, we're the worst movie podcast ever. I'm gonna look this
I
up.
was just saying that was his
You
other
wanted
role.
to say Drumline, didn't you?
That is
Whiplash.
Whiplash.
I knew it was like a 2-syllable. Whatever.
He's great in there. There was a montage of him just saying fuck in all the times in Whiplash, and it's pretty hilarious.
He just shits all over that kid.
Yeah.
Is that like your
For a reason though.
really?
Nobody ever made a change in the world from having the word good job said to them, you know?
You're going to be a great father.
That's what he said in the movie. He's like, nobody was ever great from someone telling him good job. Because then you just accept like, oh, I don't need to
I
exceed
understand
that,
the
you know?
argument, but also it's 100% wrong.
Yeah. Or you just become a psycho.
Yeah. Did you also see, I guess Kevin Feige is developing a Star Wars movie for Disney? Feige is just he can do whatever the fuck he wants. He's untouchable.
I guess. Wait,
Sony's going to let him back in to do Spider-Man.
Is he going to bring in a fucking Marvel character into the movie?
I mean, think about how many Marvel Star Wars comics that Marvel produces.
Yeah.
They absolutely could.
That would be that'd be a little too much.
Tyler's in the chat right now, and he says Jim Carrey was the best Joker of all time. Does that offend your
I
sensibilities?
hate you, Tyler. Shut the fuck up. Shut up, dude.
That is the perfect time for a segue.
Best.
Best.
We the best!
Worst.
The worst! She's the worst person in the world. Huge,
going
skank,
first?
terrible, but thank you.
I just want to throw this out there. I'll let you think about yours, but I want to get your thoughts on this. I don't know if you would have heard this or not. Last podcast on the left covered this a little bit this week.
Okay.
Here's a headline. Adoptive parents of 22-year-old sociopath dwarf accused of posing
Dwarf is his name or her name?
No, she is a dwarf.
Oh. Sorry. Keep going.
Adoptive parents of 22-year-old sociopath dwarf accused of posing as a child appear in court on charges of dumping a disabled adult. So, have you ever seen the movie Orphan?
Maybe. Keep going.
It's a horror movie.
Okay.
A little girl who is actually a grown-up poses as a child, gets adopted by a family, tries to murder the family.
Yes. Okay.
That's what this is.
Really an old person in the little girl's body.
It's I want to say Ukrainian.
A young old person. Those are the creepiest kind of people. And they exist in real life.
But this person has a specific type of dwarfism that makes them look like a younger person. And it's apparently really difficult to tell how old they actually are.
Yeah.
She looks like a little girl. And she got adopted by this family. And apparently she was just like ripping cigs and talking about how she was going to murder him. She would pour bleach into her mom's coffee. And the mom would ask why. And the little girl would be like, because I'm going to kill you.
So legitimately a horror movie in real life.
100%.
That's fucking so frightening.
If you want more details on this, last podcast on the left did a really more in-depth. They covered the story a lot better. They talked about the intricacies of this because apparently the mother and father were like model parents, and she had been on, I want to say Oprah or some shit, where she was talking about like she wrote a book about how to be a good parent and all this stuff. They end up with this fucking 22-year-old posing as a 6-year-old. And honestly, I kind of get the 22-year-old dwarf's point of view. Like if you could pose as a child right now and be adopted,
I would be gunning cigs. I would gun a cig instantly.
Give me a beer, Mom.
No, you need to pull up a photo right now of the dwarf gunning a cig.
I don't have a photo of that, but
holy shit.
Right? That looks like a little girl.
That's a 5-year-old girl.
That is a 22-year-old.
Oh my God.
Horrifying, right?
Jeez.
I'm sorry. I don't know why.
And of course, she just couldn't be normal. She had to like tell this
has to be a
family that was adopting her like she's gonna kill her and kill them and put bleach in their coffee and shit like that.
You had a perfect opportunity here to be a grown-up where people just take care of every one of your needs. They feed you. You get to hang out, watch TV, go play in the park. You probably already know everything you learned in school. School will be really easy for you.
Wait, hold on. The orphanage. She was an orphan before?
So I think where this gets mixed
How does
up,
this happen?
she
Who allows this kind of shit to happen?
She came from the Ukraine. So
like,
it's not like a US thing where there's standards and records and shit.
You take her, Bernadette. She's great. She's a little quiet.
Is that your
She is how
Ukrainian
old she
accent?
says she is as young as you think she
It's
is.
little girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's little girl. She's not too little, but you will understand later.
She probably kill you. Yeah. That headline fucking kills me every time I read it. Just 22-year-old poses as little girl gets adopted.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, Mark. Who's your best man alive?
Well, do you think she honestly was just freaking out because the family was like, okay, we get you're an old person in a young person's body, but can you just stop gunning cigs in the house? She's probably just like, I don't do that. She's just fucking blowing smoke, fucking hitting the dog and shit.
Oh
my God.
man.
Okay. I have two, but both of them are airlines. Worst airline alive. I'll go first. So United had to divert their flight that was going to San Francisco, and they had to land in Denver because a lady got stuck in the fucking bathroom. Imagine
How? Like physically?
It said she was stuck in the toilet, and then it says she was trapped inside the bathroom. I don't know what happened. Maybe she was actually like her butthole got sucked in that little from the button.
Dude,
after she flushed.
nightmare. First of all, never flush while you're still sitting on that toilet.
Maybe her left cheek just got sucked down into the toilet hole. But anyways, they couldn't open. I guess they couldn't get in. And how the fuck does that happen? If I was a flight attendant, I would fucking kick that door in. What is it? It has a little latch on it, right?
I don't know, dude. I think
all you got to do is kick the crease. You know how they open, you just push and they like fold in? Just kick the fucking crease.
Not all of them are like that though. Some of them open outwards. Haven't you ever been in like an Airbus plane?
Okay. Answer this for me.
Okay.
If you were on that plane and somebody said, Ryan, do you think you can get this door open? Would you say yes?
Yeah.
Because you could.
Probably.
100%.
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
You wouldn't need to fucking divert the plane and land it to get this dumbass out of the bathroom. Anyways, I'm pissed at United, not even pissed at the lady for getting sucked. That kind of sucks. She probably had one of her ass cheeks sucked in the potty hole. Next is the next airline, best airline alive. So Japan Airlines has a feature in its booking process that indicates where young children are seated in flights. That is a great idea, but is that discrimination against babies?
So what are babies going to do about it?
Cry about it?
They're going to cry anyways. Who gives a fuck?
All right, I'm trying to play devil's advocate.
I think Japan has a little different social standards than we do.
No babies allowed in public.
I would pay extra to fly on a plane where I knew there were not going to be children.
Yeah.
It's like going to a resort. You know how like some resorts are adults only?
Yeah.
I'd pay extra to go to that.
Do you think they could put maybe a glass encasing over the baby while it's sitting in the chair to prevent any screaming?
Why not just put them in the cargo hold?
Like an aquarium type thing where you just put the baby.
A sound aquarium?
Exactly. Like a little jar. Just put the baby in a jar.
The baby'd probably suffocate, so that's probably a terrible idea.
No, you got to poke holes in it. You ever catch butterflies?
Then the sound gets out.
No, come on. Yeah, that's true. Good point. All right, we'll think about this later.
Did you see the other thing? I think it was also a Japanese airline. A woman opened the emergency exit door because she said it was too stuffy in the airplane.
Really?
How fucking stupid are you? Turn the little fan thing on above you.
Oh, don't open it. Just like everyone flies out.
All right, I got one more.
Don't eat that latch.
Mark Letetsu is an NHL player. So we're going through NHL preseason right now. Tell me if this guy's a psychopath or not. There's a picture going around now. Like he's sitting on the bench. He's not playing, obviously. He has a packet of mustard and he's just eating the mustard directly out of the packet. Is he a psychopath?
Yeah. Mustard is one condiment that you can't be doing that shit. Like ketchup wouldn't be as bad because it's sweet. You know, mustard is just kind of grainy and salty and
I don't know that that's okay with any condiment, to be perfectly honest.
What about Chick-fil-A sauce? If I was just sucking that out of a straw.
But that doesn't come out of like I'm talking like classical ketchup packet style. Like he's on the bench in the middle of the game just drinking mustard. Like
he might be dehydrated. It has a lot of salt in it.
what do you
Electrolytes?
think? Dude, they have Gatorade out the ass.
He sniffs that.
It's an NHL hockey. What do you know?
Sniffs the smelling salt.
I think that maybe he was making eye contact with one of the guys like across the way, like in the penalty box or something. Just he wants him to know that he's an absolute psychopath, and as soon as he gets back on the ice, he's going to take your fucking head off.
Okay. Yeah. I would just be like, that's gross. You're not even crazy. That's just, I feel bad for you. Your stomach is going to hurt.
What if it's like a breath thing? And he wants to get down, like they're getting ready for a face-off, and he's just breathing mustard in the guy's face.
That'd be gross.
Maybe he's smarter than we think.
He's just gross, man.
It's pretty gross. Not gonna lie.
Ugh.
Okay, that's all I got for that. Do you want to talk about this? First of all, let me say, we were originally going to do Rambo.
No.
Last Blood. It gives Midsommar a run for its money for worst movie of the year.
Really?
It's everything that you think it's going to be. It's Sylvester Stallone, who I still think can act and is good. But in this, he's doing the classical Rambo thing where he's so stone-faced and he barely moves his mouth when he talks.
Yeah.
He was mumbling 25 years ago.
Sounding like Remy right there.
As my dog starts grumbling. He was mumbling 25 years ago. Now his face is even more fucked up. You can't understand a word he's saying.
Yeah.
Most of the movies...
The words come out of the droopy left side of his face, just like the lower lip, just like...
And at certain points, he's just like, I should have fucking broke your neck where I had the chance. It's unintelligible, and it's a really bad movie.
I had a feeling it was going to be that. And I really enjoyed Rambo 1, 2, and 3.
Those had better torture scenes than this one does.
Ooh.
Like, you know how he has to go through and get information from people and shit?
Yeah.
Those were better than this. This is all around bad. So instead...
How many times did he just take a guy's knife that tried stabbing him, just drove it into his chest and just looked at him with his fucking lower cleft-looking lip and just...
He does rip a guy's heart out of his chest.
Like, really rips it out?
Yeah.
Does it beat like in Dumb and Dumber where you're just like, oh!
That would have been better. But no. No, he does not do that.
Damn.
Anyways,
that would have been sick if you did
you
a little kung fu.
suggested Undone.
Yeah, it was fine. It was okay. It was nice and short.
That's our review for the week.
It was nice and short, okay? These are 23-minute episodes.
So this is a semi-animated show on Amazon Prime. Came out earlier this month.
It's really weird. Hold on, real quick about the animation. They're literally just having these people act and overlaying that like mosaic filter, that you could download on your app store.
Yeah.
A lot of people, that was a fad for a little while where they'd make them look cartoony.
But it's an easier way to do some of the trippy stuff that they try to
Absolutely,
do. So
yeah.
it's called rotoscoping. And it's not the first time that they've done anything like this.
Yeah.
In the 80s, they did heavy metal like this. A Scanner Darkly with Keanu Reeves. It was pretty much right after the Matrix trilogy finished up. It was kind of, I don't know, like a weird, trippy mind fuck of a movie.
Yeah.
This is that. But you can still see the stars Rosa Salazar and Bob Odenkirk, and you can look at it and see that's Rosa Salazar and Bob Odenkirk.
She is Alita Battle Angel, and she hasn't.
Yes.
She's yet to have a role where they just don't do some weird animation to her face.
I'm almost certain that's not true.
Oh, she did bang Machine Gun Kelly in Bird Box. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they were the ones banging in the
that
laundry
her?
room. Yeah, that was her.
That's funny. Anyways, so this is 100% on Rotten Tomatoes from critics, 94% from fans.
A little much.
I think so.
I'd go like really low 80s, like 81, probably more like 78, 79.
Generally, when I look at a rating, I'm like, what? I go to IMDb because they aggregate thousands of reviews. It's only got 3,500 on IMDb, 3,500 reviews, that is, but it's 8.3. I could see that. It's still probably more than what I thought of it, but you are definitely right in that it is a very short watch.
Yeah.
What did we say it was? 3 hours?
Yeah, like 3.5 hours.
Which is not the same as going to a theater for Midsummer.
No.
And it's 3 fucking hours and you can't take a break and go to the bathroom.
Yeah, and even like Rambo, it would have took me like to get situated and get to the theater. That's still a 3.5 hour process to get to a 2 hour movie,
Fair.
Getting to the theater and everything. And I just really didn't want to leave my house. So I'm like, let's check out Undone on Amazon Prime.
I love that Amazon Prime and now Netflix will let you download something to your phone so you can watch it on the train or on the bus.
It's clutch.
I did this all in one day, all in a commute. Really simple.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say that you don't have to pay the utmost attention to it, but there's some, like, you get context clues from the dialogue and shit.
The dialogue makes it real clear what's going on. But yeah, there are trippy scenes.
Yes.
She can basically, we'll get to it, but travel back in time and alter timelines and all that kind of shit. And it gets weird.
It gets very weird very fast.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I will say is, if you watch the first episode and you hate it, watch the second episode before you totally give up on it.
It's only another 40 minutes or so to watch the next 2 episodes. You should finish episode 3 and then make your assumption.
In my opinion, the first episode sucked, and I was really mad. I was like, fuck, I got to watch 7 more of these. It got a lot better.
Yeah.
Not to say that it was great or some huge achievement or feat, but it completely changes directions. I was kind of, as I'm watching the first episode, I'm like, when is this going to give me the trippy thing that I saw in the trailer?
Yeah.
Thankfully, it doesn't take very long.
Yeah.
So do you want to talk about the premise of this?
Sure. Why not?
So Rosa Salazar is, I don't know, probably late 20s.
Character's name is Alma.
Alma.
She's the main character.
She basically is just living a life where she's really bored, which, relatable. But also she sucks and is mean to everybody.
Including her sister, who at first I was thrown off by this. It looks like her sister is older than her, but realistically, she's younger. And there's a lot of flashbacks to when they're younger. It took me a while to be like, oh, Alma's not the smaller
They
child,
do call her
you know?
the younger sister quite a few times.
Yeah, I guess I wasn't listening. Big surprise.
Fair. There were a couple of things also where you came to me and you were like, wait, what? What happened here? And I was like, they said it. You weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
You definitely did this while you were doing something else, didn't
Yeah,
you?
cooking, whatever.
So anyways, their father dies when they're very young in a mysterious accident. The mom doesn't ever want to talk about it, blah, blah, blah. But she gets in a car accident in the first episode. It's literally called The Crash, so that's not a spoiler.
Yeah.
But she starts having these visions of her father. And her father is Bob Odenkirk, a.k.a. Saul from Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad.
And I think that's something important to mention because there are a lot of the characters in here are not as recognizable, but obviously everyone, for the most part, knows who Bob Odenkirk is.
I would agree with that. So, yes. I totally just lost my train of thought. Okay, so he comes and basically tells her, your brain is different, just like my brain was and my mother's brain was before me. Let's try to explore this and unlock your potential, quote unquote.
Yep.
So they spend the next 6 episodes trying to bring him back to life through time travel and whatever else. And basically, Alma is a piece of shit to everybody the entire time.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah, and I guess you could attribute that to some extent to her mental disorder,
That's
issue,
fair.
whatever you want to call it. She has schizophrenia, right? Isn't that what they kind of
That's what's
diagnose her
alluded to.
as?
They don't ever
Yeah.
really say flat out. There's a lot of shit that they don't say flat out, and there are a lot of unfinished stories throughout this. Like, you think the priest is going to be a big part of it, and he's really not. And there's a giant cliffhanger at the end that we're not going to spoil, but would you agree with me when I say that it sucked?
The very ending.
The very
last
end
5
is-
minutes, yes.
Like, there is no, the cliffhanger happens and then fade to black. There's nothing after it at all. There's no wrap up at all. This is one of those shows that just assumes that it's going to get a second season, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And so did you talk about her grandma at all? I think that's pretty important for
Right. So
the
that's
reason things are happening.
Bob Odenkirk's mom
Yep.
is where the schizophrenia kind of starts. So yeah, and he is a theoretical physicist. So his whole thing is he's trying to unlock the part of the brain that will let them travel through time, and he wants to
All this weird shit.
help his mom. It is very trippy and weird. It's really hard to explain just through conversation. Kind of have to watch it.
Yeah, why don't we you want to talk about what we liked about it and disliked and then rate it?
Sure, go ahead.
So I think what really changed for me is I initially disliked the animation. It was bothering me at first, and then I actually really started to like it towards the end and got used to it.
Okay.
I thought this, I won't say this was exactly like Master and None, but it is, they do put it in a genre as a comedy, I
It is
believe.
not a comedy.
It's not a comedy. It does kind of have a Master of None type feel where there are some there is some funny dialogue that goes back and forth, but nothing where you're jumping out of your seat laughing about it.
I was watching the relationship between Alma and her boyfriend, whose name escapes me, and saying like, that's how my wife and I act towards each other.
Yeah.
Like we're just kind of dicks to each other in a sarcastic way. So yeah, there's a lot of that. It's relatable in that way, but just the way she treats her family made me mad.
Yeah.
So I guess it's good that it made me think something, but
she's not a great person. But you also get without spoiling it, you get to see she travels back in time a lot or has visions of what happened in her childhood, and you see that she was really disturbed and had a troubling childhood. So I guess you can kind of put that into why she was the way she is in the show as a 28-year-old.
It is kind of one of those shows where everybody sucks a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I can't think of anyone who was redeeming it all throughout the entire thing. Like people learn and grow and stuff, but there's always something shitty. Like her mom is just the overbearing helicopter parent. That's like, I mean, I'm
her
sure
boyfriend you like at first, and then you're just like,
he does
wow,
something really shitty.
Yeah, you're kind of a shitbag.
Yeah, a little bit.
No, it's more of like a drama, in my opinion, and it has in the storyline there are things that are happening on the side that keeps you interested. Overall, the thing I liked most about this is I like the pace of it. I thought the 23-minute episodes were perfect for this type of show. If it were hour episodes, I cannot do this kind of thing.
No, absolutely. Well, they definitely would have had to wrap up way more of the stories.
Oh yeah. And for that reason, I'll probably check out the second season, even though it leaves you with a huge unnecessary cliffhanger where it's like, yeah, we got a second season coming. I'll still check out the second season. I thought it was a good watch overall. I didn't mind it too much, and I think they can actually go somewhere with it.
Cut to the chase then. Like, would you recommend that somebody else watch this?
I'll say stream it. Okay. Obviously, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
can't say watch it, but
I think I would agree. Just because it is a simple watch and there is some intrigue to it. I had a hard time stopping watching, knowing like there are all these things that I want to have resolved.
Yeah.
Some of them do get resolved, but most of them don't by the end. So be prepared for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd say stream it. It's worth a watch, especially if you're paying for Amazon Prime anyways. You don't have to go out of your way. I don't know. If you're going to go on you got to take a bus ride or ride a train somewhere, just download it. Watch it.
Yeah.
It's super quick and delete it off your phone when you're done.
Yeah.
The thing I didn't like most about it, honestly, is the first episode. Mm-hmm. I thought it was terrible.
Yeah.
And if we weren't actually going to talk about it this week, I probably would have put it down and stopped watching there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. And one other thing I did like is the way they set up why things are happening in the show with the flashbacks and like the timeline changes. I'll take the boyfriend, for example. You really get to see like how he grew up and like had an issue with an accent. He was an Indian guy.
Yeah.
And he's apologizing. And it does a cool thing where it kind of goes through all that. And it has him like back when he was young saying a word. And then it like cuts into him saying that exact word as he's older. It like cuts back into the present.
Yes. It
does cool shit like that.
It's a smart show. It's intelligently done.
Yes.
The way the storytelling is done is good. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
But that's probably, I think Rosa Salazar did a good job, but Bob Odenkirk obviously is an amazing actor. Mm-hmm. So he's another one of those guys that didn't have a serious role forever and then got a lucky big break in Breaking Bad. And now all
perfect for the role.
Now all of a sudden he can do basically whatever he wants.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Cool.
I don't know. That's probably about it. We talk about our recommendations for the week.
Yeah, we're both wearing them. We just got some hats in. This is the dad hat. We have some flex fit hats. We have what I'll call retro snapbacks. They're actually really cool looking snapbacks. And then we have trucker hats, but they're not like those weird John Deere foamy front trucker hats. They're actually good.
They actually fit.
They fit nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys are interested in any hats, go to our Etsy store. You can just go to our website and click shop, and you'll see there's a hats subcategory. And we post it all online. So go check them out if interested. We're doing some free shipping. So grab a hat if you'd like one.
All right.
Oh, yeah. One more thing. Shout out to Up Merch who made these hats for us and made it happen. Working with actually Erica's one of her best friends. Kevin, her boyfriend, he went to high school with me, great guy, but he started a company, I believe in 2015 called Up Merch, and they do all types of merchandise from sweatshirts to hats. And he actually really got started from doing, so Unofficial is a huge thing at U of I. If you're in Illinois, you know what Unofficial is, but he used to do literally all the bar crawl sweatshirts that hundreds and hundreds of people would use, and they loved them. So he continued doing that and started a business on his own. But if you're ever looking to make t-shirts, they're all screen printed, great quality, and he's really knowledgeable about fabrics and what's good for the price point. And he does awesome hats too. These are not cheaply done hats. So check out upmerch.com to get any of your customized merchandise. Damn, that was a pretty good plug.
Why aren't you ever that eloquent with anything else?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just plugging shit.
Okay. Have you watched any of the new fall TV shows? Because we're in the season now where we get new pilots and we get stuff coming back from hiatus in new seasons.
Yeah. Other than Undone, I have not. One other Amazon show that I'm really interested in is it's one about like a carnival. Have you seen that?
Yes.
It looks pretty good.
Actually,
and I think it has Orlando Bloom in it.
Yes, it does. He's the main character. Let me look up the name of that real quick. But why does that interest you?
I don't know. I just looking at the trailer, it looked different. And
it's called Carnival Row.
Yeah, it looks cool.
And it's basically like a fantasy. There's fairies and orcs and shit.
Yeah.
You just love orcs, don't you?
I love orcs.
You love anything with an orc in it.
Besides
that's why you
Will
love
Smith
Bright
movie.
so much.
No, fuck that movie. No, fuck that.
Great. So I'm a big sitcom guy. I love sitcoms, and Erica does too. So we'll sit down and try out pretty much anything new. NBC probably makes the best sitcoms right now. The Good Place came back, which I know you were kind of lukewarm on, but I love that show, and we're in the final season of it now. They're off to a good start. And Cal Penn, a.k.a. Kumar from Harold and Kumar, he has a new show called Sunnyside, where he's basically like a fuck-up city councilor, ex-city councilor. It's pretty funny, at least from the pilot. So obviously a lot of shows get a pilot and then fall off because the pilot's the show that you sell to actually get an order pickup.
Yeah.
So the pilot has to be your best work, you know. So we'll see about that. But like Superstore came back. There's another show called Perfect Harmony, which was okay.
Yeah.
But the running theme that I'm seeing right now is that all of these shows, including South Park. South Park came back. Sunny came back. South Park was about ICE and like detaining illegal immigrants.
Yeah. Yeah.
3 of these 5 shows that I watched this week were about
The same shit.
ICE and detaining illegal immigrants. I can't remember another, you know, like political event that led to shit like this. Like I'm trying to think back, and obviously 9/11 is probably a different example, but there weren't sitcoms that were touching on 9/11, right?
Yeah. No.
I can't think of anything else that was like this, but just a thought. I thought it was really weird, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't mean anything.
Maybe just like the PC culture in general, like when that was a big PC kind of thing going on. I know South Park obviously hit on that with PC Principal, which are some of the best episodes ever.
It's a good character. Honestly, I was a little disappointed in the new South Park episode.
Yeah.
It wasn't, I don't know. It's hard to say that they've jumped the shark because they've made so many good episodes about so many ridiculous different topics, but
a lot of them are hit or miss, but when they hit hard. They're like, that was hilarious.
I don't understand how they get something that's happens 2 weeks ahead, like 2 weeks before, and they have a full episode done about it already.
Do they create the issue?
No. You think so? Is that a conspiracy?
Yeah, behind the whole thing? I don't know.
By the way, our hats are lined with tinfoil.
I don't know. Did you finish Disenchantment, by the way? I thought you were going to mention that second season.
About halfway through it.
Is it better? I heard it's a lot better than the first, actually.
I like the first season, so I'm probably not the right person to ask, but yeah. it's good.
Okay.
It's a lot more kind of like Undone, where there are just all these threads that you want tied up that just don't get tied up.
And speaking of Kumar, you know what I'm really eager to see is the Cowboy Bebop live action. When they come out with that trailer, John Cho is getting that hair to fucking look like Spike, and I don't know.
Dude,
I'm
how
pumped for
about
that.
Harold and Kumar going on to do like serious acting? Cal Penn was in that show with Jeff Daniels about, I don't know, like huge political serious shit.
Yeah.
Guys, they just wanted some White Castle.
I mean, John Cho's last role was Searching, and that was...
He's been in stuff since then, but Searching was awesome.
Yeah,
if you have not seen Searching, definitely go check that out. But
Yeah.
it's probably going to wrap this up.
Cool.
We are 2 weeks away from Ace Comic Con, which you will not go to because you suck.
I will be in Amsterdam.
I will be there with Chuck from Chuckload of Comics, Shauna, obviously. We'll be doing a show live there. We'll be walking around all weekend. I got press badges. I've got somebody who's going to fill in with me because you suck.
Well, I'll be in Western Europe. If I do see an old lady dwarf, I will
Are you going to
lady
adopt her?
inside, young lady outside dwarf. I will take a picture of us gunning a cig together.
I mean, that's more like Eastern Bloc.
yeah.
than
I might
Amsterdam,
have-
but
I might have to head over to the Ukraine or
You
Russia
should
or something.
check it out. Go check out Pripyat.
I'll be on the search.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. Well, anyways, you can find us on all social media platforms at the Chumpcast. You can also call or text us at 847-920-6107. Next week, the Joker.
Yeah. It's perfect timing because if I wasn't here for the Joker episode, that would
That would have been the best episode ever.
Would've been the
We would have
worst
just
thing
shit
ever.
over it the entire time.
What would a brick said? Amazing.
No, he'll be like, oh, it's dumb.
The Lord.
Stupid.
We got to fucking tear into brick a little bit on an episode once in a while.
He won't listen to this anyways. All right. Until next time.
Chumps out, motherfuckers. What's up, Remy?
You woke Remy up.